Hi Richard, this is Sharon Mistretta, and I wanted to show you one of my solutions for a Finch robot. I happen to have downloaded the Scratch 2 offline editor instead of Snap, but Snap should be very similar. And what you're seeing here is that I have my iPhone with an air server that is going to my MacBook Pro so that I can just show you how this works. I'm just going to press on the go button and or the green flag, and I'm just bringing this over so you can see the my iPhone as well. And what I've done is I've coded it such that the students can press the um, up arrow, the down arrow, the left arrow, or the right arrow. So in order to do that, I have to enter a speed. So I'm just going to enter 50. And then I am going to just bring this over here so you can see it. So now when I press my up arrow, my back arrow, down arrow, my left arrow, and my right arrow, you can see that I'm operating the Finch, and when I press the space bar, it stops. So here I'm going to show you the code that is doing. First of all, I just did a little song in the beginning, and just so you know, if you hear my dog in the background, he's absolutely in love with the Finch, so I've locked him out of the laundry room where I am right now so that he can't obsess about the Finch. But here is the code. And if you wanted to pause the video, you will see that this is how I manipulate with the right arrow, when right arrow key pressed, up arrow, left arrow, space, and down arrow. Now in Snap, when I looked at your coding solution or your, let's see, I have a lot of discussions up here. So I'm going to just bring up my, let's see, and I have here's your lesson plan. So what I would suggest that you do is to, in the area where you're going to have the snap, what I'd suggest you do is to list and for purposes of our class, to list what blocks they're going to be using. Now, if you're not using the up arrow and the down arrow as I had shown you, then what you would want to do is perhaps a for loop for a certain number of turns to move the Finch forward, or to a do while loop. So you might want to put in here, just list what types of blocks you're going to be asking your student to use, because I know that you have here, what calculations do you need to establish a scale ratio. So what we would want to know for purposes of this class is, what variables are you going to use? Are you going to suggest to the students to use variables? Explain how you move, turn, and pause a Finch robot. Just indicate what code or what blocks you are going to teach them is what we need to see here. A little bit more elaboration. And I'll just also put this in the comments here, but I wanted to do was I wanted to provide you with the ability to see my Finch in actions, and this is the code that I use. So you can have the students code the down arrow, the up arrow, the space bar to make it stop, etc. So then I'll also send you some information in your Google Doc as well. And feel free to reach out if you wanted to have a one-to-one session, then I can set it up with you such that we can discuss this, because I'm using the downloaded version, the offline editor. I'm not using this with a Wi-Fi, which is very helpful in classes, and also the Bird Brain Robot server, which is either Snap or Scratch. And also here is the area where you would be able to have some information. So this is the Finch robot software Snap. I'm sure you've seen this already, but this will be very helpful, this web page, so that you can get some information. Plus it has some level 1 through 4 examples. So this is a very good resource. So I hope that that helps. Thanks. Bye.